Alright, so today I want to handle my reticulated python. Her name is Lucy, and she's a really big snake. As a matter of fact, the last time I weighed her, she was about 85 pounds and about 17 feet long. And today what I want to do is I'm going to just kind of show you her in her enclosure, and then I want to open one side of the enclosure and pull the front half of her out. Maybe set her in my lap and I can show you how big the snake is. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe I can get away with not having a second person if I just kind of pull the front half out and just handle her head. You know, she can really get away from me. As a matter of fact, I actually got into trouble a few months ago, and I thought, oh yeah, I can handle this snake, and I tried to pick her up out of her enclosure and move her into a boa tub by myself, and she got away from me, wrapped around the base of the pool table, and I could not for the life of me get her out from around the pool table. I actually had to call for someone else. I actually do have someone else that can help me, but hopefully I won't need to call him in. Hopefully I can actually handle the snake by myself, and it's pretty amazing how much power a big snake can have. Essentially, they have very few bones, pretty much no fat, and they're all muscle. It is amazing how strong one of these big snakes is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Lucy in her enclosure, and then we'll pull her out and see if we can handle her a little bit, and hopefully we won't get in trouble. Alright, so take a look at this girl. This is Lucy. She is a really big snake, and really you have to really be cautious of these really big snakes. They can really be aggressive, really food aggressive, especially right after they shed. So essentially what I'll probably do is I'll go in and I'll just touch her on one side over here and then touch her on the other side and see if I can avoid her head and kind of get her into a handling mode. And it's kind of interesting when I actually turn the light on, that's usually kind of an indication that I'm going to feed her. So you really have to be cautious of these big snakes. They can really do some damage if they grab onto you. As a matter of fact, I heard some people that said if you actually get bit by one of these, you can actually, you know, there's the possibility you actually need stitches and staples. They can do some really severe damage. And this girl, I don't know how much I trust her. If I can get her into handling mode, she is a sweetheart. But usually when you first go in there, she is like really super food aggressive, especially right after a shed. And the funny thing is usually after a snake shed, it goes to the bathroom. So she actually went to the bathroom and she went, you know, she left big piles and she got it all wet in there. And I went in and spot cleaned, but you can still see it's a little bit steamy over here. And the funny thing is I actually started, I actually put this big water dish way in the back over here. This is like a 3-gallon water dish. I keep like 1.5 gallons in there, about half full. And when she's getting ready to shed, I keep this really super dry over here. So she's been having a problem with a respiratory infection, so I keep the humidity usually really low in here. Just a little bit of humidity from just the open water over there, which isn't much at all. And then when she's getting ready to shed, she actually crawls through the water, and I think that is really helping her shed. And if you take a look at this enclosure, it's only about 6 feet long. I definitely have to move her out of here at some point. At some point, I'd like to get like a real big zoo enclosure with some branches she can climb on and maybe a little pond or something, which would be really neat. But I just haven't gotten to that point yet, and I'm hoping to get there soon. I don't think she'll get much bigger than this. If she's coiled up in here, she's, you know, she fits in here pretty good, but once she stretches out, you can definitely tell this is a little bit small for a snake like this. As a matter of fact, this would probably be perfect for a hide. You could use this for a hide with the heat in there, and then put this enclosure in a really big, like a room size enclosure. I think that would be ideal. She could actually crawl in here and kind of feel secure, and then crawl out if she wants to kind of roam around, which would be, you know, I really can't let her crawl around the house because she would, you know, knock over a whole bunch of stuff. She is a really awesome snake. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open this enclosure and kind of give you an up close and personal look at Lucy. Alright, so I have to admit, when it comes to big snakes like this, I'm not really afraid of these snakes, but I do have the ultimate respect for a big snake like Lucy. You definitely have to watch out when you're handling a snake like this. So I keep her under lock and key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right in here and see if we can kind of get her in more of a handling mode. What I like to do is just kind of touch her a little bit. She seems to be alright. Not too bad here. And what I really want to avoid is coming in like straight right in here. You definitely don't want to go head first on a snake like this. You really have to know what you're doing when you're working with a big snake. You definitely don't want to take a bite from this girl. So what I'm going to do is just kind of move her around and get her going a little bit. There, so she's kind of moving the other way. And then from there, I want to move over here. And she looks like she's all right now. So I can actually probably get in here. She's going in her water. She is a really big snake. All right, Lucy. I don't want to get too complacent here. Oh. All right, girl. Come on. All right. Sometimes you just have to go in for the gusto here. Hopefully she won't get away from me. She is a beautiful snake. Take a look at this girl. Whoa. All right. She is so awesome. Look at how big she is. She's a really big girl. So she's more in a handling mode now. Yeah. There we go. Oh boy. This could get interesting. Here we go, here we go. She's got so much power. It is amazing. Oh, I definitely don't want her to get out. Wow. Take a look at this beast of a snake. Whew. Let me tell you, you get a workout handling a snake like this. I think it's good for the snake too. It's good for me and the snake. Take a look at that big old girl. Whew. She is awesome. All right, girl. Woo. There we go. I've never actually put her in my lap like this before. Oh, man. She is a big girl. She is really big. Woo. Look at how big she is. Oh, she's a monster. Wow. Woo. Look at that girl. Oh yeah. It's good to just take a snake out and just see how big she is. Give her a little exercise. She's kind of an interesting mood right now. She almost seems like she's trying to rub her head like she's still trying to shed, even though she's fully shed out. Let's just see kind of what she does. It's funny, sometimes I'll actually open the enclosure a little bit, and sometimes she doesn't want to come out. She just wants to stay in there. I think it's a little too cool for her in the basement down here. And she's just kind of hanging out, just kind of looking. I think she kind of likes the heat with the cool breeze coming in. That's a funny snake. I kind of want to get her out again. See if we can play with her a little bit more. I actually need to change her water. I can show you this water bowl. Look at this. Look at how big her water bowl is. That's a big old water bowl. That's awesome. Alright. Alright, girl. There you go. Here you go. She's so funny. She's like, I want to go back in. Alright. Let's pull her out one more time. See if we can get into trouble here with this big old snake. Alright, girl. Yeah, let me tell you, this is a completely different challenge. Oh, no! Little ball python. Woo! Yeah, don't get away from me. Don't get away from me. Here you go. Look at how big she is. Woo! Alright, now, I really don't want her to come all the way out because she is too much snake for me. Look at how big she is. Woo! Oh, boy. All right, Lucy. Oh, she is so big. Whew. And she wears me out. All right. If she gets too much of her body out, I'm in trouble here. I'm in trouble. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's big. Whew. Oh. All right, anyone else want a snake workout? Oh my goodness. Woo. There we go. Come on, Lucy. All right, I want you back in now. I think I'm done. I think I'm done, Lucy. Oh, you wore me out. All right. That's enough exercise for one day. Whew. All right, so it is time for the question of the day. And Aiden Ellis asks, can I pair up my snakes if they're in shed? And that is a very good question. As a matter of fact, I bred some snakes this year, probably the first time I've ever done it. One of them was in a really severe shed. It was all almost completely grayed out. The eyes were gray and it was completely gray. And believe it or not, that male actually still locked up with the female and had a good lock for quite a long time. I actually think that thing locked up for about 2 days. And I was pretty amazed. As a matter of fact, I got it on one of my old videos, kind of stuck it in as kind of one of those amazing things that I haven't really seen before. I usually wait until my snakes go through the shed, or what I do is, like, if they're right before the shed, you know, sometimes they go through these different phases of shed. They go through the kind of the blue stage where they turn really blue, and if they clear up right before they shed, sometimes I'll pair them up there because I know they're going to shed within a short amount of time. But this one was really deep in shed. I was actually pretty surprised that it actually bred. As a matter of fact, I actually feed some of my snakes when they're in a deep shed, and if they get kind of the really deep blue, the kind of the gray eyes, it's kind of interesting. They can't see very well, and you know, snakes, I think they can see really well if they're just you know have the clear eyes like this. But once they go into shed, their eyes turn really gray and they really can't see that good. So if you're actually feeding them and they're deep in blue, essentially what you have to do is you have to put the rodent right up to their mouth, and you have to kind of make sure that they actually smell the rodent. And take a look at this. Bobby will not bite me. There's no way this snake would bite me. This is crazy. This is such a friendly snake. He's so awesome. But it's kind of interesting. You know, a lot of people will say, if a snake's in shed, don't handle it, don't feed it, don't breed it. And I pretty much found just the opposite. They need a little help, extra help when it comes to feeding. But in my experience, they breed just fine. So that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.